You noticed it at first, but you told yourself it didn't matter. It was just one late reply. Nothing unusual. People get busy. You've done it too. So when your message sat there a little longer than usual, you didn't think much of it. You put your phone down. You moved on with your day. Because in your mind, there was nothing to question. But then it happened again. Not immediately, just a day or two later. This time, you noticed it a little more. Not because of the time itself, but because it felt different. Before, it was effortless. You text, she replies. She texts, you reply. There was a rhythm to it, something natural, something you never had to think about. But now, there was a gap. And in that gap, something small started to shift. You checked your phone once, then again. Not out of impatience, but because something felt slightly off. Still, you didn't react. You told yourself, she's probably busy. Maybe she didn't see it. It's not a big deal. And for a while, that explanation was enough. Until it became a pattern. Not just once, not just twice, but often enough for you to recognize it. The replies weren't just late anymore. They were different, shorter, less engaging, less present. You'd send something, and instead of a conversation, you'd get a response. Just enough to reply, but not enough to continue. And that's when you started noticing more, small things. The way she used to respond with energy now felt neutral. The way conversations used to flow now felt like they needed effort. And sometimes you'd see her online, active, 5 minutes, even 7 or 8 minutes at a stretch, only to watch her go offline without even opening the message you sent 2 hours ago. And that's when it hit a little deeper. Not because she didn't reply instantly, but because something didn't feel the same anymore. Still, you didn't say anything. You didn't bring it up. Because you didn't want to be that guy who complains about reply times. The one who acted immature, needy, and insecure. So you adjusted. You gave her more space. You texted less. Not intentionally, but because you started thinking more before you did. Should I send this now? Maybe I'll wait. Maybe she's busy. And without realizing it, you were no longer acting naturally. You were adapting to something that had changed. And the hardest part? Nothing was clearly wrong. She was still replying, still talking, still there, just not the same. And that made it confusing, because you had no reason to complain, no clear problem to point at, just a feeling, a quiet difference that kept showing up, and you kept pushing it down, telling yourself you're overthinking, telling yourself it's normal, telling yourself it doesn't mean anything. Because if you did bring it up, you knew what the outcome was going to be. Deep down, you knew something. Not immediately, not loudly, just slowly. It wasn't about time. It was never about how long she took to reply. It was about how she replied. The effort, the presence, the way it used to feel compared to how it felt now. And one day, it became clear. Not in a dramatic moment, not in a sudden realization, just a quiet understanding. She didn't stop replying, she just stopped replying the same way. And that difference, once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it. Because it wasn't about waiting anymore, it was about what you were waiting for. And realizing it wasn't coming back the way it used to.